Hi, my name is Jody Anderson. I'm here today to demonstrate to you how to test your well system for bacteria. What we've got here is a shallow well system in a rural area that they use for drinking water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the water to get it to a laboratory, or sample the water to be able to get it to a laboratory and make sure that all the parameters are correct. What we're going to do initially is we're going to lift the cover, open up the water, and let it start running, and then clean the faucet. You're going to want to clean the one closest to the pump. And so, the one right next to the pump is the one that you want to use. We're going to isolate the line going into the house. Now what you want to do is you want to run the water long enough to pump twice the volume of the casing. That way you know you're testing the well itself and not the tank or the pipes or the pump itself where the water's been sitting stagnant. So we're running it right now to get the water straight up out of the well, and then we're going to focus on sterilizing the faucet. These are shallow wells that are about 25 foot deep. The tank itself only holds about 6 to 8 gallons of water, and then it has a line that leads out to a wellhead. There's one wellhead right here, and there's actually another wellhead right over there. Now the purpose for that is to tell you that you need to know some information about the well you're testing, such as the depth, how big the casing is, how deep it is, where the static water table is. I happen to know all of this because I constructed this well system originally, and we've tested it periodically. This person has contacted me to test this because someone in the family tested it at the kitchen sink and came back with a bad sample. We do not recommend testing from the kitchen sink, although it would seem like that would be the best place to test it since that's where you drink it. The problem with that is you're testing the piping and you're testing the aerator that's built into the sink, and when you're dealing with non-chlorinated water, that's not necessarily a good idea. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and sterilize this faucet. Now, the pump's going to build up while we're doing that, and that's not going to hurt anything. We're going to put on some gloves here. Every time you test, you should put on some gloves. Doesn't matter what kind, latex, non-latex. And then, what I recommend is cleaning it with an alcohol prep. If you got something really heavy on there, like an infestation of spiders or other such, you might want to use something a little bit more substantial. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sterilize it with a torch. Now, we don't always recommend this in every situation, but being that this is in an environment that could be contaminated, we felt it necessary. This right here will definitely kill all the bacteria on that faucet. Okay, next thing we're going to do is run it again. And then we're going to sample. this comes sealed, as you can see. So you're going to pull this off at this point. And what you're going to do is pull this off without touching the inner part of the bottle. Now you can probably see some stuff in there, and that is a chemical that they put in there to preserve the sample, and that is done by the laboratory that made the bottle. What we're going to do now is we're going to fill it above this line. Most bottles have some sort of a line, and you could probably see this one is says 100 milliliters, and it has to go above that, or the laboratory may not take it. Okay, now the individual laboratories may have a procedure for you to label this bottle. We do recommend at this point we would record the sample time, my name, and the company that I'm with, and then carry it down to the laboratory within a specified period of time. In this case, we have 12 hours to get it to the laboratory. The laboratory is about an hour away, and so we're going to probably make quick work of getting up there this afternoon so we don't have to worry about this sample going bad overnight. Once the laboratory receives it, they will then do their sample procedure. This particular lab uses what we call the membrane filter test to determine colonies of bacteria.